Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. The story of foster care in America is often told as a tragedy, a story of over 400,000 children entering a system designed to protect them, only to be tossed about by instability and trauma. We've all heard the grim statistics about what happens when they leave the system, but what if I told you that beneath these headlines, a quiet revolution is happening? It's a shift away from a broken bureaucratic model toward one of healing and hope. Today, we're not just looking at the problems. We're diving deep into the innovative, evidence-based solutions that are fundamentally reshaping child welfare. This is the story of the foster care revolution. To understand the revolution, you first have to grasp the cracks in the old foundation. The traditional system, though well-intentioned, often created more trauma than it healed. It starts with the initial separation from family. This is a profound loss, and it's frequently just the beginning of a long, unstable journey. Imagine being a child moved from home to home. This is so common it has a name: placement instability. A third of children in foster care experience 3 or more placements in a single year, and a staggering 65% experience 7 or more school changes. Each move is another broken attachment, another school where you're the new kid, another life torn apart. This constant upheaval makes it nearly impossible to form the secure bonds that are crucial for healthy development. The psychological toll is immense. Children in foster care have significantly higher rates of anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. In fact, some studies show the rate of PTSD among former foster youth is double that of war veterans. Let that sink in. The system meant to be a refuge was creating trauma on par with combat. When these kids age out of the system at 18 or 21, the consequences are stark. Within a few years, a massive number will experience homelessness. They face higher rates of unemployment, poverty, and involvement with the criminal justice system. These aren't personal failures. They are the predictable outcomes of a system that failed to provide stability and heal deep-seated wounds. And the problems extend to the adults in the system. Caseworkers are the frontline soldiers, but they are often set up to fail. Picture juggling up to 68 cases at once, when the national standard recommends no more than 17. Imagine spending over half your time on paperwork, instead of with the children and families you're trying to help. This crushing workload leads to burnout and an annual turnover rate as high as 40%. This constant churn of caseworkers just adds another layer of instability for the kids. Foster parents, the backbone of it all, often feel isolated and unsupported, receiving children with complex needs but little training or resources. This litany of failures made the foster care revolution an absolute necessity. So if that's the broken foundation, what does building a better house look like? The revolution is a multifaceted movement bubbling up from social workers, policymakers, and communities, all asking, how can we do better? The first monumental shift is toward prevention. For decades, the system was reactive, only stepping in when a family was already in crisis. The Family First Prevention Services Act, or FFPSA, signed into law in 2018, changed the game. For the first time, federal funds can be used for preventative services. This means states can now use federal dollars for mental health support, substance abuse treatment, and in-home parenting skills training for families at risk. The goal is to address the root causes of instability before a child ever has to be removed. This not only spares children the trauma of separation, but strengthens the entire family unit. FFPSA also takes aim at the overuse of group homes, prioritizing family-like settings with relatives or trained foster families, because research consistently shows children do better in a family environment. The second, and perhaps most profound, pillar of this revolution is the widespread adoption of trauma-informed care. This is a fundamental shift in mindset. It's based on the understanding that about 90% of children in foster care have experienced a significant traumatic event. The approach moves away from asking what's wrong with you in response to challenging behavior, and instead asks, what happened to you? It's about recognizing that behavior is often a symptom of underlying pain and fear. This involves training everyone, foster parents, caseworkers, teachers, to respond with empathy and create environments of safety and predictability where healing can begin. Training programs like ARC Reflections teach caregivers about the effects of trauma on a child's brain and give them concrete strategies to help children regulate their emotions and build healthy attachments. Within this trauma-informed framework, specific therapeutic tools are being deployed. These aren't just about managing behavior, they are about healing from the inside out. For infants and toddlers, there's an intervention called Attachment and Biobehavioral Catch-up, or ABC. It coaches caregivers on how to provide the nurturing, responsive care that builds a secure attachment, literally rewiring a baby's brain for trust. For young children, there's parent-child interaction therapy, or PCIT, where a therapist provides live coaching to a parent and child, helping them practice positive interactions and reduce stress. For older kids and teens, trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, or TFCBT, helps them process their traumatic experiences and develop healthy coping skills. These are specialized tools for healing specific wounds. The digital age has also joined the revolution. Technology is being used to streamline the bureaucratic mess that has plagued the system for years. Sophisticated data management systems now allow for the quick sharing of a child's information between agencies and across state lines. This ensures a child receives consistent, coordinated care, even if they have to move. Artificial intelligence and algorithms are even being used to improve the matching process, analyzing data to find the most compatible and stable homes for children, increasing the odds of a successful placement. And technology is directly supporting families. Apps and online resources provide access to mental health support and educational materials. Organizations like Care Portal use tech to create care-sharing networks, connecting a family's specific needs, like a crib or transportation to an appointment, with community members who are ready to help in real time. Another key principle of the revolution is a renewed focus on kinship care. There's a growing understanding that whenever possible, the best place for a child who can't be with their parents is with a relative or a close family friend. The data is clear. Children in kinship care have greater placement stability, better mental health outcomes, and are more likely to stay connected to their siblings and cultural identity. The revolution is working to provide these kinship caregivers, who are often grandparents on a fixed income stepping in with no warning, with the same financial assistance and support that non-relative foster parents receive. Finally, this revolution is about harnessing the power of community. The old saying, "It takes a village to raise a child," is the operating principle here. It's about moving away from a siloed, agency-driven system to one that wraps a network of support around the child and family. One powerful example is called wraparound services. These programs create a dedicated team for a child, including professionals, family members, and community supports, to build a single, individualized plan. The goal is to wrap the family in support to help them thrive. Communities are also stepping up to support foster parents through support groups and respite care, which provides short-term care for foster children to give their caregivers a much-needed break, helping prevent burnout and keep placements stable. But statistics and programs only tell part of the story. The true measure of this revolution is in the lives being changed. Think of someone like Simone Biles, the Olympic gold medalist who spent time in foster care and now uses her platform to support other youth. Her story is a testament to the incredible resilience of the human spirit, but it's also a testament to the power of a supportive relationship. Research shows the single most common factor for children who thrive after foster care is having at least one stable, committed relationship with a caring adult. While adoption is a beautiful outcome, the primary goal for most children is reunification with their biological family. The revolution is putting a major emphasis on this. Take the story of a mother named Abby. After struggling with addiction, she worked tirelessly to get her son Ashton back. Today, they share a life filled with hope and healing. These stories challenge the idea that families involved in the child welfare system are broken beyond repair. They show that with the right support, families can heal. And then there are the foster parents, who see themselves not as replacements, but as partners in this journey. A foster mom named Jenny Ray described her role as celebrating the biological family's triumphs and supporting them through their struggles. Her foster daughter Sierra was eventually reunified with her mother, but maintained a close bond with Jenny's family, creating a beautiful blended family with two moms who both love and support her. The foster care revolution would be impossible without the unsung heroes on the front lines. Caseworkers like Dan, who spends his days and nights responding to crises, supervising visits, and fighting for the kids on his caseload. And the everyday heroes like April, a foster parent who has cared for more than 20 children over 2 decades and finds immense joy in watching them come out of their shell, succeed, and thrive. Or Brooke Thames, a foster and adoptive parent who says, "All that these kids need from us is love, and if you have love to give, you are their special person." These are the people living the revolution every single day. The foster care revolution is not a destination. It's a journey. There's still so much work to be done. It requires a continued commitment to prevention, to trauma-informed care, to community support, and to always putting the child's best interest first. It means listening to the voices of those who have lived it, the children, the parents, and the alumni. This is a story of hope. It's the story of a system beginning to heal itself, and a society starting to recognize that our most vulnerable children are not a problem to be managed, but a precious resource to be nurtured. And we all have a role to play in ensuring that story has a happy ending.